So out here running this morning, it's about 6:30 right now, and there's a big bug on my arm there, and I think getting close to 2 miles in. So I started around 6, and I was at this trailhead just running, and then after like a quarter mile, the trail got really overgrown and there was lots of spider webs for sure. And I wanted to start early because I ran yesterday and it was like 100 degrees out, like actually 100 degrees, and it was really difficult. So wanted to try to get a longer run in today. So I wanted to start early. And then in order to get to this path I'm on now, I couldn't find a way across this stream, so I just decided to cross it. And you know, there's some kind of rocks out there, so I walked about halfway across on the rocks, and then I decided, well, it's probably not too deep. I'll just run across quickly. Hopefully my shoes won't get too wet. Well, turns out right where the rocks ended, it was like 4 feet deep, and water immediately went up like halfway up to my chest. Luckily, it was only a few feet wide, so I was kind of already moving, and I was a little stunned, so I just kind of kept moving and got across. But now I'm like soaking wet from the belly button down, but we're still running, still gonna get some miles in, and hopefully get a long erg session in this afternoon as well, because I've been lacking on the cardio a bit this week. All right, so I'm about 11 and a half miles in, and I got back to this creek here, and so I'm gonna try to cross again, hopefully in a little bit of a better spot after I get rid of this bug here. All right, so here it goes. Hopefully I don't go in as deep as before, but you never know. I can see some rocks here, so I'm hoping it doesn't get as deep. It doesn't seem as deep, but it's a little bit wider here, so the current is a little stronger, but looks like we're almost there, and we made it across safe and sound for the most part. Oh wow. Oh, I thought that was a snake skin, but it's like pants or something. That would have been cool. But we made it across, and this trail the rest of the way is super rugged, and yeah, just lots of overgrown stuff and a lot of sand here, which is really interesting. So that's definitely going to get all over my shoes now that they're wet, but definitely a bit of an adventure today. Wasn't intending it to be as much of an adventure, but it is, and we'll keep hammering and keep going. So this is what the trail looks like right here for the last about mile and a half of this run. As you can see, I'm walking right now just because it's so grown up, and I'm towards the end of the run, so definitely a little bit tired, but overall it's been a solid run. Yeah, like I think I'll be right at about 13 and a half miles, and it's been pretty slow. You know, I'm going to be over 2.5 hours, but even though I started at 6 a.m., it was still, 85 degrees and really humid when I started. So even though it's not the 100 that it was yesterday, still a lot hotter than I'm used to. And I was also trying to practice a bit of like nutrition, hydration for longer runs. So normally that's something I have trouble with, after like 10 or so miles, start to get some cramps or stomach aches, stuff like that. So tried to dial it in. I just had a bagel with some honey at about 5 when I woke up, and then I have this water bottle here with like half a stick of liquid IV that I've been sipping on, and then I had some gummies about halfway through. So overall feeling pretty good. This spot's actually pretty cool. It's right near the edge, and you can see out into this little stream river type thing, which is cool. But yeah, overall been a good run. This trail is definitely more grown than I thought it would be, but that's all right. It's definitely been a good adventure, especially the stream crossing and accidental almost swimming. So overall a good day, and I think I'm going to do some more working out this afternoon on the erg as well. So finished up that run this morning. It turned out to be about 13.2 miles, which is just a tad over a half marathon. So I figured I'll head to the gym now and do another half marathon, but on the erg rowing machine. So that'll be exciting. Definitely, I think this second half marathon will be a lot easier, just because I'm generally better at rowing than running, and it's also going to be in, in air-conditioned gym with fans and stuff, so it won't be nearly as hot. We'll be able to keep my heart rate down a lot better, and just overall, generally, like I said, I'm better at rowing than running just because I've done it more and I have more experience. So I'm gonna knock that out of the way. That'll probably take a little bit more than an hour and a half. Definitely going to, generally take it slow and keep the heart rate, in the 140s, maybe into the 150s, but generally in the 140s, just to get a nice aerobic piece of training in. So that's the main goal today. This afternoon, it's about 2 p.m. is to get that, aerobic training in. This morning it was, I started the run at 6 a.m. and it was still like 80 degrees and I don't know what humidity, but pretty humid. So that was hard to keep the heart rate down, and even doing that, I was pretty slow. So I just finished up the half marathon on the erg here. It took about an hour and a half, just a little bit over an hour and a half to complete that. I was definitely staying really chilled out, and took a few short breaks of 30 seconds to a minute rest. So here's what the splits look like. So you can see here the overall average is about 2:15, exactly 2:15, and I was just staying at an 18 strokes per minute, and my heart rate was pretty solid there in the high 130s, low 140s, which I was really happy with. So like you saw there, I did 21,500 meters, which is just over a half marathon. The full marathon is 42,195, I believe. So a few hundred meters more than a half marathon. So that was pretty fun, and definitely a good workout. So even though I did the half marathon of running this morning, and then I did the half marathon on the erg, so technically sort of a full marathon, but definitely the running was a lot harder for me just because I'm not as used to it, and I don't have as much experience, and haven't done as many workouts that are that long in terms of running, whereas I have done more that are kind of in the realm of this long in terms of erging. So some great working out accomplished today. A little bit over 4 hours in total. So about 2 hours, 35 minutes on the run this morning, and then about 1 hour, 35 minutes on the erg this afternoon. So pretty happy with that. Just trying to build up that aerobic base, get those meters and miles in, because ultimately I think that's where I can make the biggest progress in terms of running and rowing, just getting the distance and time in, especially with running. For me, I think I not only need to work on my aerobic base, but also just my comfortableness of my body with running. So I think right now, I've been running sort of frequently over the past 6 months or so, and so my body is still kind of getting used to running, especially longer distances. So that's something I'm trying to work on, and just adding more running in every week over time, slowly obviously, but just kind of trying to do more running over time so that my body can be more used to that, and my legs can be more used to that, and also so I can get some practice in terms of, you know, staying hydrated and maintaining energy over long runs as well, because that's something I can definitely work on, because that's something I've struggled with for sure on longer runs. So again, just a good day, lots of working out, which I enjoy, and I think, you know, it's going to help me progress over the long term. So thanks for checking out kind of what I'm doing on a Saturday to train, and hopefully see you in the next video.